NBA Game Time presented by Toyota. I'm Stephanie. Ready? We've got a full house for you this evening. Kenny the Jet Smith, Steve Smith, no relation.
Where are you going?
Going to sock hop. Going to meet
and Channing Frye.
Get him a malt?
Yeah, going to get him
a little shake
with 2 straws.
Yeah.
Fun night in the NBA tonight. We've got 5 games, 2 on TNT. Doubleheader, a big one. Celtics Bucks, that starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then the nightcap, Nuggets Warriors 10:30. Don't forget to watch Inside the NBA presented by Kia following all the games. Let's get to this first one. Boston, Milwaukee. As I mentioned, Milwaukee 7 games ahead of the number 2 team, which is the Heat. What about Boston? Is this a good measuring stick game to see if they actually can contend to get to the Eastern Conference Finals?
No, it's not a measuring stick because this is not who they should be measuring themselves against. The Milwaukee Bucks are trying to win it all, will be right there. They have to see if the trade, how far that trade has helped them progress. So I think that they're more measuring against teams below that. I think the Lakers, Clippers, and Bucks at times are on a different plateau to measure yourself against. I wouldn't measure myself against the Milwaukee Bucks.
So there's too many holes in that offense or in their roster. Backup point guard, you got to be better. Front court, you need a huge improvement there. And then obviously tonight, Jaylen Brown's not playing. So Milwaukee's size is going to be too much for them. And Milwaukee's bench, they're throwing 6'9" vet, 6'9" vet, 6'11" vet, 7-foot vet. Again, like Kenny said, they're on another plane. They're ready to go to the mountaintop where Boston, I want to see them beat the Torontos. I want to see them beat the Phillies in a 7-game series.
Check out this best records through 42 games. Smitty, we'll get to you in a second. I just want to make sure you see this. Bucks 36-6 this season. Go ahead, your thoughts.
I love what Milwaukee's doing, and they're on a different, like both you guys said. And for Boston, I'm still thinking Danny needs to make a deal. I mean, for me is they got to find a way. If this window is closing, they still have young guys. If they're trying to win it anytime soon, you got to figure out where you're going to have Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. One of those guys I think got to be moved, and I think Jaylen Brown is making an unbelievable case of being the guy that stays. So, and then down the middle, you got to find somebody in that middle for the Celtics going forward.
Taking a look at the Eastern Conference standings,
Al
1 through 8.
I'm just saying.
You like playing with that?
Hold on now. You don't act like he won't go back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What?
It could happen.
Yeah, but like I said, that measuring stick is, like you said, Philadelphia Pacers. Those are the teams they have to measure against and say, we're better than them. Okay, now either we do find something. Now we know what we need to contend against that. But if we can't beat the Pacers and we can't beat Toronto, we can't beat Philly, why are we trying to chase Milwaukee, who is, all the way in?
Head and shoulders above the rest.
They're all the way in now. We have to figure out if we can beat them. Then we could find out the missing piece to beat a Milwaukee-type team.
So the Celtics have to separate themselves from the pack of the other teams.
No, not even separate, but I'm measuring myself against them.
Okay.
Like I'm measuring myself against those 3 teams, then maybe Milwaukee.
All right. Well, it's going to be a good one because they all think that they have a shot at it, right? Because they're competitive. Exactly. That's the way you go into it. Giannis, though, he thinks that they have a chance to win the championship. That is his goal, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he is trying to live it out every single performance. You can see he's averaging over 30. He's averaging a double-double, over 12 rebounds. He continues to improve. His shooting, I think, has what's impressed me the most this season.
Well, for me, Channing and Steve, the way that the current NBA is set up, he's an unguardable player with his skill set. You can't hand check him. You can't really get physical with him. And then he actually has physicality to go back at you. So now it's impossible to stop him. So if you look at that team, he's able to take them to heights that no other player probably could, not many other players could do. Obviously he's the Greek freak, but he is the most unique talent that's coming to the NBA. And then you add the rule changes to that are progressive for offensive scoring, then he becomes the best player in basketball.
Yeah. I think you look at these stats, and I remember when he first started to believe in who he was, and I look at him now, and everyone's like, well, he can't shoot, or he got to score more, and, he goes left and does that spin move. And the biggest thing that we would try to take away from him was his decision-making, and that has gotten better and better and better. Now, obviously,
how do you take away his decision-making?
Well, you send him one way, and then when he goes left, he's coming back right on that spin move. We would always trap on that. But we had LeBron and Iman Shumpert and Richard Jefferson and big bodies.
Oh, I was thinking the other teams you play with.
No.
I was like, how'd y'all get that done?
That was before. Even then, but it's different now because now he knows, okay, I'm going to shoot this and I'm going to shoot it at a pretty good clip. Or I'm going to give it to George Hill because this opportunity I could become the roller with Brooke Lopez or Robin Lopez or Kyle Korver. And that is what makes him dangerous. He's not just up at the top trying to go one-on-one in a kick. He's now saying, here, George Hill, have it. Here, Eric Bledsoe, have it. Here, Brooke Lopez, I'll set a screen on you and now roll. So now I have a center on me who can't move his feet. So his decision-making and his ability to score all around the court is what I think is the most impressive.
You know what I love about him? We see the stats and MVP, but there are some guys what they do off the court, just walking in the way he walks in now, Kenny. He makes me feel like
he's come to play.
He's come to play. I'm all in.
He got a sweatsuit on. Yeah. He know he's ready to play.
Whether it's sweatsuit or not, his demeanor, way he warms up.
Yeah.
It looks like he's saying, I'm trying to win a championship. We have some great players in this league.
Yeah.
But there are some of them I go, oh, he's great. I love him. I love watching him. But I don't have that feel. He makes me feel like whether they're going to win it or not.
Some guys know where the cameras are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Giannis appears,
looking for the camera.
He appears that he's never looking for the camera, even entering the arena. He's figuring out whatever he's doing. And he's in the moment of what he's doing. He's not in the moment of
Kenny, have you ever watched him
dancing as I walk through?
Warm up? I don't know what you training. You maybe find out. You've been in the league, but there's a coach out there that's guarding. I mean, he's boring him.
Getting beat up.
It is.
He's tearing his shit out.
Guys like this, he's tearing all this. I'm like, the kid there warms up like he's trying
he warm up like
win
in college.
a championship.
Like you remember in college, if you didn't have a lather in college, so it's like, well, you ain't ready to play. That's how Giannis warms up.
Then one time we watch him, he make a post move, and then he run and touch the baseline and come back and slide. So that kid there is
ready to perform.
He is giving me something to say. Hey,
and it shows
I believe
in his numbers. Coming off of the MVP season last season, you didn't know what to expect. Well, it's time for Driven to Succeed, presented by Toyota. When we compare his numbers from last season to this season, they're slightly better. And they were superb last year. And the shooting, we don't have any percentages up there, but we talked about this earlier and tonight. The last 19 games, he's shooting 37% from behind the arc.
He's playing with more playmakers this year, and he's also shooting the three. That's why you look at it. Obviously, there's not that big a deal between 28 and 30, but it's a big deal because he's taking more threes. He's taking them even though he misses 4 or 5. He'll still take that next one, and that's the progression for him where he gets comfortable taking 4 or 5 because it's the right shot and the best shot for his team to win.
I just have to keep saying, just always clarify when you're talking what team that you're talking about that you play with. I was trying to get my head wrapped around how you guard the team you on.
Not the Knicks.
We need a scrolling list for Channing. Scrolling.
I just was thinking of Knicks and Phoenix. I was like, how the hell?
No, he wasn't himself. That wasn't Giannis.
I was like,
he didn't become Giannis.
I still.
So I was in Orlando.
He could have been just Giannis. Some of them teams where he would have. He didn't have to be Giannis. He could have just been Giannis.
There were some good teams I was on, man. Listen, one
this G.
Check this out. Non-U.S. born MVPs in NBA history. You're familiar with Olajuwon, I believe. Very close.
Yes,
Nash twice, Nowitzki, and then, of course, Antetokounmpo trying to get it twice
Nash
himself.
Counts. What?
He's non-U.S. born.
When you go, I understand, but when you go to college, it's like he and Dream, like you play basketball here, you become American.
Well, it's still a category,
Canadian
though.
accent.
I mean, yeah, but Dream played for the U.S.
Wait a minute. You said he's still a Canadian accent.
He's got.
He says,
"Hey, he gonna laugh. He gonna laugh."
Dirk and Giannis, to me, are foreign players.
They're legit.
They're legit. Dream's been he was in the U.S. way too long to be considered foreign.
Still has a Canadian accent.
Well, there is Giannis as we take a quick break, and Kenny the Jet Smith has got to go.
I gotta go?
He's got to join his fellas on TNT for this
I'll take
doubleheader tonight.
Kenny, you still got a New York accent.
Actually, I do.
I know.
I say water. I don't say water. I say water.
Thanks, Kenny. Have a good show, Kenny, on the other side.
All right.
Game time will continue. As we welcome you back inside the studio, I'm Stephanie Reddy, and look what we got.
Hey.
Another guest. He's not really a guest, though. He's part of the show.
I'm a guest now?
You know why?
You know why? I have to go in the refrigerator?
Because we've had so many guests today.
I'll just check it.
Kenny the Jet Smith.
I'm going in the refrigerator without asking. I'm not.
Please do. You can get glasses out of the cupboard and everything.
Appreciate you,
Steve Smith, Channing Frye, still with us, and we've got a treat for you guys. The latest returns for NBA All-Star voting.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The third set have been released. This is the last set we'll see before they announce it. Let's start off with the East, guys. Front court and guards, Trae Young still first place among the East guards. Thoughts?
I mean, he's popular. I mean, his popularity in college was off the charts. You look at his Q rating.